Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. Really big day today, and I have some really big news to share with you. Most importantly, I am going to show you the 4 most important things that Elon Musk said today in the question and answer session at the B Word, which is Bitcoin's 2021 conference, which is also why cryptocurrencies skyrocketed today, including Dogecoin, which was up over 21% at one point today. And I'm going to end today's video by showing you what I believe is the next most important event upcoming for Dogecoin. Please, if you could, like the video right now, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, share this video. We want to try to get this channel out to as many people who love Dogecoin as possible, those who are invested in it. We want to make this thing big. So of course, if you haven't liked it, go ahead and do that. It'll really help out. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. So let's first take a look at what Elon said about pumping and dumping and his thoughts on that.
The three things I own outside of SpaceX and Tesla, obviously it's a Neuralink and Boring Company, but of any significance are Bitcoin by far, and then some Ethereum and some Doge. So you know, if the price of Bitcoin goes down, I lose money. I'm not sort of, I might pump, but I don't dump. It's not a case of, I definitely do not believe in getting the price high and selling or anything like that. And I would like to see Bitcoin succeed.
So a few really important things there. He did say that he owns a lot of Bitcoin, which we already knew already, about $1.5 billion investment that was made. And he owns it personally. His Tesla organization and his SpaceX organization also own it as an investment. But he also said that he owns Ethereum and he owns Dogecoin. He did say he owns some of each. Now, some to Elon is definitely probably more than we all have, maybe even combined. But of course, his biggest holdings is in Bitcoin. But he is actually saying that he does in fact hold Dogecoin. And also, he does not pump and dump and does not believe in it. Now, of course, you either trust him and believe what he's saying or you don't. But the idea behind this is that he's not necessarily in this to make money. I mean, the guy's already worth $100 billion. So is he trying to make $1 billion more on pumping and dumping and taking money from the smaller person? He essentially is saying, I invest in these things because I actually believe in them, and I think that these are better means of transactions for the future than what we see with centralized governments. Next, I want to show you Elon talking about whether or not Tesla is going to resume using Bitcoin to buy its products.
I want to do a little bit more diligence to confirm confirm that the percentage of renewable energy usage is most likely sort of at or above 50%, and that there is a trend towards increasing that number, and if so, then Tesla will resume Bitcoin, accepting Bitcoin. So I think we want to just do a little bit more diligence, and I think, but most likely the answer is that Tesla would resume accepting Bitcoin, most likely.
So with that, it's almost certain that Tesla is going to resume using Bitcoin as a means of transaction for its products. He, of course, stopped doing that because he saw that they were using way too much energy, and the energy that they were using was in the form of, I mean, a lot of it was dirty coal in China, a lot of the mining that was done there, and he wants to see things done with more renewable energies. And so this is big news because it does basically confirm he is going to begin accepting Bitcoin for transactions. And then, of course, almost certainly, because Elon is much more behind Dogecoin and actually likes Dogecoin quite a bit, when they do resume using Bitcoin, he either is going to have Dogecoin as well at the same point, or shortly thereafter, he's going to announce that Dogecoin can be used for those transactions as well. I don't know that it's practically going to mean anything in the short term as far as people actually using Dogecoin to buy Teslas, but it's more of a statement of, hey, not only can Bitcoin be used for this, but the big news is going to be also, by the way, Dogecoin can be used for this. And I wouldn't be surprised if he also makes an announcement about Ethereum as well, because there is some really big connections about Ethereum and Dogecoin right now. What I'm going to show you next is what I believe is the most important thing that Elon Musk talked about at this Q&A portion of the B Word. I'll let him talk about it here, and then I'll share with you my thoughts on it afterwards.
I think there's some merit to, this is not a slam on Bitcoin, there's some merit to considering something that has higher max transaction rates and lower transaction cost. and kind of seeing how far you could take a single layer network where the exchanges act as a de facto second layer. I think you can probably take that further than people realize. And as bandwidth increases over time, latency decreases. SpaceX's Starlink is actually playing a role in this. And I think long-term people will probably have access to worldwide access to gigabit level connectivity at low latency, and so at low cost. And so then your base layer could do a lot of transactions if you take that into account.
Elon is specifically talking about Dogecoin right here. Now, Elon does love Dogecoin because it doesn't take itself as serious as Bitcoin does. It's more fun. It really is. And it does actually have practical real world application to it. But this is Elon being serious about Dogecoin. And so when he says, I really think there's something to be said here by having a coin which has really high transaction speeds, really low transaction fees, and instead of using a second layer like what Bitcoin uses, which is its lightning layer, so essentially it only can do 7 to 10 transactions on its base level blockchain, and then it offloads pieces of those transactions into a second layer off the blockchain in order to complete more transactions. Elon's saying, well, I think there's a merit to doing more on the base level and keeping transactions really fast by doing it on the base level and keeping the fees very low. He's being very serious right now about Dogecoin, and he's saying that your Coinbases and hopefully Robinhood, when it gets its crypto wallet, and your Weebles and your other exchanges out there, can act as the de facto second layer for security reasons. And so here he is seriously and specifically speaking about Dogecoin, and the lack really that Bitcoin and Ethereum have is that they really don't do this, and they can't do this, and they're looking to different solutions where Dogecoin wants to keep it on that base layer blockchain. Now, they're going to press him about the fact that this might create much more of a centralized system, and is he a little bit scared of that centralized system? And ultimately, he's not, and he talks about, the upgrades in computers. He even mentioned Starlink being a part of this, and we have made the assessment that there is going to be some sort of a connection between Starlink and Dogecoin, of course, and with these transaction speeds, transaction rates, and the ability to handle it on a base level. And he's making that statement, and that's a thing that's going to happen. And he's saying that even with internet speeds, how internet speeds over time, what somebody has in their household now compared to what they had 10 years ago, going in the future, these things which seem like problems now are not going to be problems in the future. And so he's basically, he's making the stance for Dogecoin there. And I want to end with this. There's a couple of important things I want to say about what Elon's going to share next. Essentially, you're going to hear the question and Elon's response.
Elon, how about you? You obviously, you're a big personality on Twitter. What are your thoughts on your role and your company's role in Bitcoin and sort of preserving the ethos?
Yeah, I mean, I generally think we should do things that benefit the people as a whole and increase the probability that the future is good. So, I think to me, it just seems self-evident that we should kind of take these set of actions most likely to make the future good. And I think probably crypto or some of the cryptocurrencies will make the future better, most likely. It's not.
I'm going to let Elon keep going for a second here, but I want to share with you something important because the question was about, what is your company going to do with Bitcoin in the future? But I love the fact that Elon keeps going to crypto. He did this throughout this Q&A where they wanted to speak specifically about Bitcoin, but he wanted to speak about cryptos. And he said here at least some of the cryptocurrencies out there. And I agree with him. It's not just Bitcoin. It will never just be Bitcoin, but it's not going to be tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies either. It's going to be some of them. Some of them are going to do the right thing. The developers are going to do the right thing, and they are going to create something that is very usable and accessible and done right for the people. And he keeps going back to at least some of the crypto. He doesn't just keep it with Bitcoin, and I like that.
I always think of these things in terms of probabilities, but I think it's probably better for there to be a prosperous Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, maybe some others in the future.
And I like that statement there. He says that it's probably beneficial if we say a prosperous Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin in the future, and maybe some others. I am right on board with him there, and he made the case for why Dogecoin really has value. And this sort of Q&A and the continued talk of Bitcoin 2021 is why we saw the crypto markets really come up quite a bit. As promised, I wanted to share with you what I thought is the next most important upcoming event for Dogecoin, and it is definitely this. I've already shared this with you, July 28th, 10 a.m. UK time, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so won't be awake probably for it, but it's always going to be recorded. Doge plus Ethereum Q&A, and we've already talked about the fact that there's been some connection between Doge and Ethereum. We saw Ross Nicole, he put out a video, which I already showed you, where he was saying that Doge likes Ethereum and Ethereum likes Doge. So Ross Nicole, who's the lead developer for Dogecoin, is going to be on with Vitalik Buterin, who is one of the lead developers and creators of Ethereum, who is going to be with Oscar, and his last name there is Gundinsberg. Not really sure, but Oscar is actually the guy who is building the bridge between Dogecoin and Ethereum. And so this is going to be huge. Of course, if you're subscribed to the channel, I will tell you all of the important things that happen from that, just like I'm showing you the important things that are happening from the Bitcoin 2021 conference. Not just telling you about it, but letting you actually see it out of the mouth of the individual. And in this case, it was Elon Musk, who would be most important for Dogecoin, and letting you kind of get a feel for yourself. I want to end things by looking at the Dogecoin chart for today. I love the fact that the chart looks like a Doge, like the Doge dog, Shiba Inu dog here with the little ears and stuff. That's really kind of cool. But yeah, we saw Doge starting the day off at what, 17.5, and it went all the way to 21. It was up 21.27% on the day. Now, of course, Dogecoin reacted so strong, which is very normal for Dogecoin because it's not as matured as Ethereum. Ethereum and Bitcoin did not go up 21.27% today. They went up much smaller amounts, but also Dogecoin overreacted on the downward as well. So, it goes up more, but then it seems to come down more. But it's kind of seems like it's stabling off here at 19 cents, which is nice. I mean, it's up 8% today, now some people try to time these things out and sell and buy. That is not me. I just can't do it. It goes up to 20% and I know it's going to come back down, but I just can't do it. I'm a long-term holder of the thing. I'm not going to try and buy and sell and figure the whole thing out. So the really important thing when it comes to the chart, again, is the 3-month chart, right? That started here. I keep saying this. On June 2nd, we have this line of declination that's going down, and right now we have this bump up that happened. Now this bump up actually brings us a little bit off this line of declination slightly, but what we need to see, and what's more important than Dogecoin going up 8% so far as of today, or up 21% at a point in the day, is that Dogecoin needs to start leveling out, either leveling, going up slightly. If Dogecoin over the next couple of days just comes right back down to 18, 18.5, 18, 17, 17 something, then it's going to basically continue to stick on this line of declination. Remember, upcoming important dates. The 28th is when the Securities and Exchange Commission is going to bring a report to Congress. I don't see Dogecoin being able to really skyrocket until after that. And that's why we see Dogecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin come back down, of course, because the market is still bearish. Dogecoin shouldn't be 19 cents right now. Dogecoin should be more than 19 cents, probably 50 cents right now. But the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt of the government oversight of crypto assets is really what keeps things down. Something like what Elon said today should brought this even crazier, but it's not going to because of these future dates that are set. Also, we know that Jerome Powell, who is the chair of the Federal Reserve, is supposedly bringing out a report in September about him and his involvement, the Fed's involvement with cryptocurrencies, stable coins, and perhaps creating a centralized digital currency for the United States. That's another big problem date in the future of government oversight. So, when we get past these things, with everything getting healthy, with these cryptocurrencies just improving themselves so dramatically every single day, I have a feeling these things are just going to go. They're just going to skyrocket. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with Dogecoin and Ethereum. Actually, right now, as we're speaking here live, Dogecoin is actually going up quite a bit, pretty quickly here. So in the past hour, it's up 3.71%. So really cool uptick. I bet you probably Bitcoin is up too. So hey, let's do this in the live, right? We'll go to Bitcoin. Let's see here. Is Bitcoin going up live too? Bitcoin's up 1.24%. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of going up too. And we'll take a look at Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum's going up too, 1.44. So once again, Dogecoin reacting the strongest, up 3% in the last hour. But very cool that all these are up. So overall, really good day today. Continue to stick with the channel. Thank you guys for coming along with me. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video. Sharing a video like this really does help out. You can press the little share button on YouTube, or you can share it on Facebook or Twitter. I'm going to probably leave my Twitter and Facebook links below. We do have them if you want to connect with us there. Again, thank you for coming along with me. As always, I will catch you next time.